Hello, hello everyone. Hey Pine Boy, hey Data Force. How's things going? There I am indeed.
And me, hello.
Disembodied voice over there. I can never point in the right direction on this thing. Over there. There we go.
I'm looking at you.
Roughly, yeah. Over a book. So, for those who are new to the stream or new to werewolf.es, this is we do some casting, some predictions of what's going on, and some explanations of what things are happening. I'm Martin. For those of you who are just joining through the Werewolves Discord, and this over there is is Mark, who runs the server and codes a lot of the game. And we're ready to get in and start spectating. So we won't actually be playing the game because we're just observers and casting on this particular occasion. But we will be chatting and making some probably very bad predictions about what's going on, considering I think we decided over 10 years experience between the two of us of playing Werewolf Inline.
We probably have close to 20, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Let me set up the timers on Nightbot. The name of the song, there is a command for this, and I will use the command because it is just BG music. Just a nice little background music, sort of medievalish, and that's open source, CC licensed, so we're good for recording it and things. So, no, but we have what's going on, and also we have a command for the Werewolves Discord. So if you're interested in learning more about this game, we have that's the URL for the game, and this is the Discord for those who want to join and like the look of this kind of game. Okie dokie. So, where's my other tab gone? Oh, my other tab's gone missing. Never mind. Okay, so as you can see, we have lots of people in the game, which is awesome. Lots of people enjoying the exposure. And at some point, Discord last time made it so that Mark went completely silent. So his silence at the moment, I can't actually tell whether it's Discord or Mark just being quiet.
I am here, don't worry. I was prepping a setup as people were joining.
Excellent.
We'll be keeping it fairly simple again, I think.
Cool.
Especially to begin with.
Yeah, we found that it was a bit echoey for Mark when we're both speaking. I'm not quite sure why that might be, to be honest.
Is it still bad for the observers? Is it just the ominous mod voice that I have has got a reverb to it?
Just when we're both speaking at the same time. Yeah, that's really strange. OBS should only be picking up the one. What do I do about that? I don't know what we can do about that. Oh! That was a follower, wasn't it? Thank you, Evil Hennas, for the follow. This is going to get very confusing because there's a sound like that
it signals
a transition from night to day, day to night in the game.
I think we should be good. It's not that confusing. So, should we start the game?
Yes, let's. So, we have 12 people. 12 people's a good number.
After this, we can look at maybe fixing the spooky reverb, if it's still there.
Yes, although that might be easier said than done. Hennas. The bots are indeed fighting. Why is Streamlabs even enabled? Ugh. Yeah, the whole setup changed, Shane. It's everything's set up completely differently now.
I think we're missing these 4 people. Oh, apologies, no hijinks is there. We're missing. Oh, yep.
Sikura. Yeah.
Okay, just Siku.
Banana got caught. Excellent. Cool.
Right, despite being a bit of a Grinch, it is December, so we can have a Christmas themed.
Yes, it's December. Why not? We can either gain or lose viewers by that.
This is the most Christmassy theme that we have.
I mean, it begins. Alright, okay, so we have 5 villagers, 1 gravedigger, 1 bloodletter, 2 shapeshifting wolves, 1 novice seer, 1 militia, and 1 protector. So let's go through those roles. I mean,
absolutely all of them again.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the gravedigger. The gravedigger looks at the corpse of someone who has died and tells us exactly what it is. So the bloodletter, you're going to have to remind me on that one.
Well, I think the bloodletter is new to you. I don't think we used it last week.
Yes.
So there are 3 wolves in total here. The bloodletter and the shapeshifters are on the side of the wolf team. The bloodletter can mark a player with wolf blood, which will confuse the seer should they check the person.
Excellent. Cool.
Now, this mark also lasts an additional night.
Ooh, 2
So,
nights. Nice.
Yeah, so let's, for sake of argument, say Carl was marked on night 1. If the seer checked them either night 1 or night 2, they would get a positive suspicious check from the seer.
Cool. And the shapeshifters, just like last week, straight off into the night.
Absolutely, straight into the night. The shapeshifters are wolves. Once per game, they can choose to shapeshift and assume the identity of the target.
Thank you for the follow there. Yes, and they can only shift once per. Only one of them can shift per night, right? Because they have to indicate by their vote which one. Then the novice seer has a chance of being wrong, as I recall, when they look at someone.
Yeah. So for people that are completely new to how the game works, usually there is a role called the seer in, which will get a feedback that the check was either a member of the wolf pack or was a member of the village. Whereas the novice seer gets to know if they can trust the other person or not, or if they're untrustworthy. So if there's a vampire in, they wouldn't know if it was the difference between a vampire or a wolf. In addition to that, any check that would be untrustworthy, there is a 1/3 chance that they'll get a trustworthy check.
Cool.
So the novice seer might check a wolf and think they're innocent. So as part of this, if the novice seer checks a person that's been marked by the bloodletter, they may still get an innocent check.
Oh, confusing. Cool. Excellent.
We can't have these roles being too straightforward now, can we?
Absolutely not. Okay, and the protector is fairly obvious. They protect someone from being killed or shifted into, or bloodlet.
Not for bloodlet. So the protector only protects against death. If they are the target from the wolves, then the protector protects them. There'll be no deaths that night. The protector can protect themselves. They can't protect the same person on consecutive nights.
Mm-hmm.
And one final thing, the protector will not stop a militia shot. The militia is the last role that we haven't spoke about. Once per game, they can choose to kill someone at night.
Yeah.
It's only the shapeshifters and the bloodletter that are evil in this game. Every other thing that's listed is on the side of the village.
Yeah, and it's 3 evil, which makes 9 non-evil. Okay, so there's not much to go on during the day, because it's the first day and people are all just
Singing, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. And that's the day phase, and
I didn't want to say anything during the night there, but as Chief Robinson said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
This
I'm
is
very
true. It could well just be a. We're gonna get. I mean, that could be a militia kill, if anything.
Absolutely. The people that instigated the kill clearly on the side of good and reason, all that is right with the world, and wanted to rid themselves of a person coming up with such horrible things to say about Die Hard.
Well, yes. Okay.
Argyle, I like your style.
Yeah. Can I also ask the chat to let me know if they can see and read everything? Because there was some feedback last time that the chat was a bit unreadable. So do let us know about that. Cool. Okay, so we have some votes already. So this is a good start to day one. Day 2 even. So Special Agent Johnson is definitely the favourite. And that sort of felt like a soft reveal, but not really a reveal.
Sorry, what's it seem like a soft reveal?
Because he said Hans is evil probs, and then God, I hate being evil. Which, these kinds of jokes are funny, but then you end up with people jumping on them.
It's fine. Well, all of a sudden they're piling on Dick now.
Indeed. Yeah. So. Question is, Dick didn't actually say much for people to jump on like that. So let's see.
No, they didn't. I think it was just slightly meany, which isn't a very productive day 2. I don't mind the putting someone on trial for spurious reasons to see how it reacts and how it goes, but I think you have to let it sit for a while, and you have to let them discuss it rather than just letting it blow over. There's plenty of time in the day to have those discussions.
Yeah. It's we have someone saying that they can claim something and then not doing. This is giving me flashbacks of I'm a special, but I'm not saying which one. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it's quite an interesting thing to do, is half claiming.
Not necessarily terrible.
No.
But with no pressure on them really there.
Yeah. The votes are currently even, which means no lynch.
Oh, there's a vast majority of people voting for no lynch at the
Oh
moment.
yeah,
so
we've got no lynch anyway. Yeah, no one's in danger. I've forgotten that the no lynch thing worked like that, but it's a good point to explain to people. The majority number gets lynched, and at the moment, no lynch has a majority number. This is interesting. So.
Do you have any suspicions?
I mean, I have a suspicion that Holly might be one of the specials. There's some information there. Keeping going for Dick.
I wanted to make a ghost town joke then, but you carried on.
Sorry. So either, could be Siri or could be Wolf bluffing Siri, which is always a good fun.
We had plenty of bluffs last week, so I hope that we get some.
Yeah.
Some of that today at least.
Yeah. I must admit, I do agree with them. It does feel like a very long day too.
I think this will be 7 minutes with this number
Right.
of people.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2 votes each for Heinrich, Dick, and Holly, and 5 votes for No Lynch. Doesn't look like there's a strong enough current to Lynch before the night. Well,
They do have a gravedigger, so
they do.
starting after Lynch's like that, I don't think is necessarily bad.
Yeah.
People have looked.
Yeah, I mean, we have now only one check for the gravedigger, so it's obviously the gravedigger should check.
So I'm now currently just scrolling back to see if there's anything here that raises suspicion.
That's a damn good idea, CTSK.
What did they say?
They've suggested that we have a role overlay for the people who come in late. So
That would be good.
I will add indeed a role overlay on the fly. So apologies for the mess that this will create as I do it.
I was disappointed that Argyle started with saying let's have a productive day 2, and then it all went to shit.
Yeah, that's see if I can do something here. There we go. Hopefully that works. There we go. That's, please someone remind me to update the role overlay when we go to the next game. Another murder, indeed, Henners. Wow.
Who would have suspected that a thing like this would happen?
Yeah. So there's... This is an interesting one because Holly had definitely provided information, which then they could shift away from, but I feel like it would be... Personally, I think it would be a bit early for them to shift, but, it could be that. Or it could be that we've just lost a good piece of information from the village side.
Yeah, I agree with that. Which is about hedging our bets a little bit.
It is.
So I think one thing to be considered is it can sometimes be quite hard to shift in the speed games like this. So I think some people decide that the shifter power isn't worth holding on to for that long, and throwing people off the mark is worth it.
Yep.
There would be a good chance that Holly was protected last night.
Yeah, true.
With the semi-claim. So would the Wolves go for that? Would the Wolves take that risk?
Good question. Yeah.
Now, if the Protector was on Holly last night and she still died, they should absolutely be raising this at this point to eliminate this line of inquiry.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for the follow, Oryx. So yeah, there's there's no one claiming. So that's interesting. I'd forgotten you'd put music and video options in. Thanks for the follow, Diamond.
I'm going to say that Theo is my strongest suspicion at the moment.
And thanks you for the follow, Bewaker. Always just everyone's just doing that now to create the idea that people are thinking it's going tonight. That could be an interesting it's really interesting when people claim a role and get the name wrong, because in a quick game you might get that mixed up, but it's also the kind of thing that people jump on a lot.
Yeah. And
Diamond Dove, it only works once per once per stream, so no unfollowing just to get howls. Sorry.
I'd be inclined to believe the claim, unless someone's counterclaiming now, or that there's a gravedigger that says, actually, I think you'll find that Chief Robertson was a real one. Doubt the slip on the name.
And try to lunch on somebody else. Nice.
It feels like a bandwagon on them.
It does, and personally, I'd be not quite as active on that bandwagon, because, and this is just my personal thing, is that I don't feel like Holly was putting a lot of suspicion on him. I thought she was putting a lot of suspicion on Dick. So yeah, but that's just me.
Yeah, I thought it was someone else that was putting most of the suspicion on Heinrich.
Well, no Lynch. 2 days, no Lynch. 3 days. Night. Thanks for the follow. So, during the night, who do we think is going to be destroyed, eaten, killed by the mafia, killed by the wolves? Could be lots of things happen.
If I'm correct in my trust of Heinrich as being the seer, I think they'll be weighing up their options about whether the protector's going to be on them or not.
Yeah.
But at this point, they can also look to who Heinrich had any suspicions of and leave them alive, but mark the people likely to be checked.
That's true. And Theta, there'll be more games. This won't be the only game this stream, so you can join into the next one. Do not worry. So, yeah. So who might he have?
So at the moment, I still dislike how Argyle said we were going to have a productive day 2 and then sort of slinked off. It's almost like they said stuff at the start and then it's like, okay, I'm going to hold back now. I think Theo has been saying some obvious things, not being particularly useful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also get that vibe off Tony, but I can't actually pick out any specific things that Tony has or hasn't said.
Yeah.
Oh, and no death. So
No death. So
it's just getting to the point where they need to claim, I think.
yeah. All the questions. Stream Deck has decided to die. It's fine. Apologies for that noise.
So they've got potentially clear Hans, Holly, Tony, based on Heinrich.
Yeah.
Although any of those could be a false positive, or false negative, I should say.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm liking Ginny's gut instinct here. Harry's reaction of "What have I done?" is a bit. Lady doth protest too much.
That's fair. And the standard bounce it straight back at the person who's accusing you is always fun.
Yeah. Although it looks better from Ginny's point of view, because normally wolves don't initiate like that.
Yeah.
Having said that,
yeah.
we've now encouraged the wolves to start initiating, but that's the way the meta goes. People that often don't want to put themselves into the spotlight unless they have something to back up and say, well, I'm just villager, so it doesn't matter if you come for me, but this is my suspicion. And
yeah.
Harry then saying, oh, I'm just going to have suspicion on you because you've got suspicion on me, isn't the sign of someone that's thinking about things.
Oh, Cal has that's a unless he's edited that, then that's pretty damning. Just the
got the Ginny and Holly wrong way around.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
noticed that.
That was very, very observant by Carl.
Very.
Yeah.
Someone's paying attention.
Yep.
Although I am going to say that I think the whole Holly had suspicion on such and such earlier. I thought it was Ginny that had the suspicion earlier.
Oh, going with the old defense of, oh, I messed up, I deserve to die, kill me now.
Possibly. At this point, if the novice seer is alive, they should have counterclaimed. If the novice seer is in the graveyard, the gravedigger should know.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way that this is not a novice seer is if the novice seer and the gravedigger are both dead.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't had.
If I was the gravedigger and I had a check on, villager in the graveyard, I'd be coming forward now with that information because otherwise they're about to lynch.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to start putting a stream delay on this, though, because people are using this information.
This is exactly what we didn't want, so
yeah,
maybe we can pause the stream and put a delay on it.
Yeah, we can do, yeah. But thanks for the feedback there, Agal. Oh, Sukuna. Yeah, I think it is an issue to CTSK.
What was said?
The question was, is it an issue that people are using our information? I think it isn't solid information, but because we're not playing the game, I feel personally that people who are playing the game shouldn't have that. Personally,
we're effectively additional villagers.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be influencing the game with what we're saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Having said that, we may as well continue with this game, and then
absolutely,
when this is over, we'll put on a stream delay. So, anything extra to make of yesterday than what's not been said?
Yeah, so Heinrich definitely says that he definitely checked Holly, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, the gravedigger didn't come forward, which for me...
Equally, the protector, if they did go for Heinrich, the protector could have said, well, they're certainly not a wolf because... So that's two people that I suppose could have supported that.
Yeah. I mean, if I was village, I wouldn't be letting the gravedigger not be talking this day. Yeah, so there's a few comments in the stream chat about the delay, and people saying that they prefer no delay. So I think if we put like a minute's delay on it, then it's at least some delay, which gives people less chance to...
We'll talk about that after the game.
Yeah, good point.
Concentrate on the game for now.
Good point, well made. Okay, and Heinrich was killed during the night. Well. Okay. Could be a shift, could be...
That's where everybody is going at the moment.
Yeah.
Ginny is the only one apart from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
we didn't consider it a dead gravedigger. I think Argyle's correct there, but
yeah, I mean we did. But yeah, I think soon is like completely the wrong word to use. Like now is the right word to use.
Well, yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting Gravedigger climb. Yeah.
So this would have been more useful yesterday.
So, if Hans is the Gravedigger, then we should have had another apprentice seer, novice seer coming forward if Heinrich wasn't correct.
Yeah. Also, without a bloodhound this game, they're unlikely to make bold claims like that. Would there be no counter? I believe Heinrich was, and it was a couple of slip-ups. And I'd say that there will be some people that were reading into that, but some of the people pushing for it would definitely be wolves, spotting a good way, an easy way, getting rid of a person that they know is the seer.
Yeah.
Because they know it's not one of them.
The other option is that the Gravedigger and the novice seer were dead, and that's a wolf. Which is always a fun one.
So they're not getting any more checks, that's for sure. So they need to look into those and think, okay, well,
yeah,
it's a place to begin with. Was Hans a check actually? Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I can't remember if it was Hans or Ginny. Sorry, if it was Ginny or Holly that was actually check.
Apparently Holly.
Holly.
Yeah. But those novice seer checks with the trustworthy doesn't actually tell you 100%.
I think Ginny's been more useful than Harry here. I don't know why the pile is on there. I'm more and more convinced that Harry's a wolf.
Yeah. That would definitely track with my... But if he is and he can escape lynching today, then if he dies in the night, that's sounds like a shift.
Piling on though is interesting at this point. They really need to get moving on this.
Yeah, not lynching is bad, personally, because
they've got the Gravedigger, assuming Hans is telling the truth. If Hans is telling the truth, then the Protector and the Gravedigger are alive. They've got one more night of the Gravedigger. Should lynch and get some information about where people are going at least.
Yeah, I think my prediction here would be that Harry would die and that he was a wolf. Shifts out. But if he's a bloodletter, then he can't, so...
That's true.
And at that point, I guess if I was the wolves, I'd probably be targeting Ginny to make them look more suspicious. That's how I would play it as a wolf, but that's...
Well, that's where all the focus is. I'm now scrolling back to see where people were picking their battle lines, so they were coming down on.
Yeah. And of course, there's the militia in there as well. So
True. Ginny is the only person that's trying to lead things at the moment as well. So that's if they are a village again, another reason to get rid of them.
Mm. And keep us in suspenders. Come on. Let's see who they've killed. So yeah, this part of me thinks that Chief Robinson was the gravedigger, Holly was the novice. Oh, double kill. Okay.
Okay, so Carl is claiming militia.
Yeah. Okay. Ginny didn't die. So.
And Hans was saying that Heinrich was indeed the seer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so. Yeah, I'm with Ginny on this one. Killing Tony was an odd choice. So, but I think it's odd from both sides actually, because killing him when there was no suspicion on him is kind of bad, but shifting when there's no suspicion on you is also kind of wasteful as well.
So, if Carl shot Harry, and Harry elected to shift, the wolves were looking for somewhere to shift into. So, actually, Tony was the wolf's victim that they wanted to shift into, and that's why they went for them.
Right.
So that would make sense.
Okay.
So that's saying that perhaps they had initiated it, and that shows us where the so that could be the reason why it looks like a weird kill.
Right. Okay.
Because they had intended to shift into there.
Right. So, yeah. So the intention was to shift over there, which had no suspicion. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that kind of works.
Unless one of Harry or Tony was the militia, we should be trusting Carl right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no other way that you can get a double kill in this game. So he's claimed militia with no counter.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, oh, I killed a seer at night intentionally. I'm sorry, don't lynch me. What?
I've been too busy explaining the shift possibility during the night that I've not been paying attention to today.
Yeah, this is quite amusing because saying sorry for changing the balance is yeah.
So what Special Agent is saying that I accidentally balanced it yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that.
Well, yeah. I'm not even sure he said it was an accident. It was just wasn't intended. Okay, maybe accident. Yeah. Well, so if they haven't got a wolf, then
Miss Lynch here is lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were wrong about Harry, then the Lynch here is game over.
yeah. But I think they're right about Harry. But I don't know. I still would like it to be that the Gravedigger and the Seer were the first two kills. And the Gravedigger couldn't do anything about it, and then the Seer couldn't counterclaim. I think that would be hilarious. But but that's just because I like mayhem.
I'm surprised on that Lynch there, I think.
And so Ginny's being leader, which people are falling in line with what Ginny's saying, and that's a pattern that's been happening most of the days. So I feel like that's not that surprising. She picked up on it.
There was no one trying to really give Special Agent Johnson any kind of, well, maybe any benefit of the doubt. So there was no wolf there trying to help them. So I think that was a bad Lynch. And it looked like the Lynch was locked in from early on. So I'd be worried about that. I think there's 2 wolves left. And given that we've got an uncontested militia claim from Carl, uncontested Gravedigger claim from Hans, and Ginny's been leading the village. Obviously, the Advocate has 3 suspicions.
Yeah.
I've been suspicious of Theo since very, very early on. I was suspicious of Argyle early on day 2. I've not been paying much attention for what Dick's been saying, apart from the initial, let's lynch Dick. Banter at the start. Looking back, I don't think they're contributing too much.
Yeah, a valid thing to the village to pick up on at this point.
Maybe Dick's saying a few things that are okay.
Yeah.
Concerned that they're not doing much, but then equally votes for no Lynch as well. Having said all the suspicion is on Dick, then
who's John?
I think they're saying Johnson, Special Agent Johnson.
Right, yeah.
So after casting all that doubt on Dick, he then goes on to die. Well, I just said there's 3 confirmed people in there. Is that a shift into one of Carl, Ginny, or Hans, do you think?
I would think so, yeah. Yeah. Which again means they've got to get the right person. Because if they've only killed 1 wolf, then 1 bad Lynch. End of game. Figured out why the echo was there, by the way, and I've stopped it.
Excellent.
Speakers. Microphone picks up speakers. Odd that.
Yeah, what witchcraft is this?
Okay, so yeah. If I was Dick, if I was going to shift into someone, I'd probably go with Hans out of the 2.
That's where my gut is. So I'm looking at how they were speaking before.
Yeah.
So would you play whack-a-mole here? Would you try and find the shift in one of those three, or would you be looking at who's the most suspicious between Argyle and Theo?
I'd probably play whack-a-mole. I'd probably just shoot one of the people who is most undoubted.
Oh, that's one way to put it. Now they've just got shift paranoia.
Yep, absolutely.
Like nothing else is going to happen today. Other than
I think
been looking for that.
Yeah. So I don't want to say too much now because they're in the paranoia mode and I don't want to influence it without the delay. This is where we need the delay.
Yeah, so we can't be saying who our suspicions are on the shift.
No, I think I mean I have one.
I also hope we're completely wrong about the shift as well. It will teach people for trying to use the stream to their advantage.
Yeah. Okay, and they've shifted over to Theo being the person that they most want to kill.
If they get this wrong, then yeah, it's game over. I mean, Theo and Argyle really should just be saying it's absolutely this other person. If we were right in what we were saying, and there was a wolf between Argyle and Theo, and there was a shifter between Carl and Hans and Ginny, then you just think, well, both Argyle and Theo should say they must be a wolf, and convince the village that way.
And there we go.
There we go. So the shift
was into Carl.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. And what we get. So Tony was the shapeshift.
Or Harry.
Okay. Oh, Harry might have started out. Yeah.
I was Tony. Yeah. Yes. So we called the shift correct there.
Okay. Cool. That's good. Yeah.
It's better than last week. Better start than last month rather.
And yes. Okay, Carl. Valid.
Oh, but thank you very much, Savvy Steve. Absolutely, positively deserve that for that.
I'm still a little disappointed that the novice seer and the gravedigger weren't the first two kills, because that would have been mayhem.
It was too convenient. Too convenient. Yeah. I just didn't believe it.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna set up a delay on the stream.
I'm going to open up the 6th game while you do that.
Okay, so if people are watching, the 17 viewers we have, don't go away. We'll be right back. I'll be 1 moment. So, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully everyone can see the stream. We've got I will say it's an unnamed delay in the usual tradition of mods not giving all the information away.
Excellent.
But we now do have a delay for the game, for the stream. So at this point, if you're watching the stream right now, the game will have already started. Probably. Okie dokie. Now we need some oys from the peoples.
We could do with a couple more players. We have 7, which is playable. It'd be nice to get a couple more.
The more players, the better.
Indeed. There are a few in the voice channel that could join.
Go in and yell at them. So I hope everyone is enjoying the stream. We seem to have lost a few people. So might be worth mentioning to refresh in other channels. So I'll do that. Unsurprising that we'd lose some viewers whilst we disconnected, but that's
Probably avoided.
Yep. Let's just put a message in the chat. There we go. Okay. There's more people. That actually reduced the number of views. Yay. Gone from 11. We had 17 when we ended the previous game. We went down to 11 when we came back, and we're down to 9 now.
Oh well.
I am not a big streamer. It makes it easier for the mods. This is a good thing.
This is true. Also makes the setup slightly easier to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You won't be village now saying that. So now I can't tell if people are actually commenting in game about what the casters are saying because there will be a delay.
I mean, this is fine. We just
Which
have
is good.
to,
Yeah.
I think we should make the assumption that anything that they are saying in chat is referring to chat and not to the disembodied voices. We have 9. Consider a set.
Delay FTL?
FTL means for the lose.
Oh.
I think for the good of the game, it needed doing, Shane.
I agree. It's more about making sure that what we say doesn't influence the game, because otherwise we are extra players in the game, and that's not ideal.
No.
Because it changes the balance.
Hey, excellent. We have a game starting now. We have 11 people joining.
Excellent, and we have 11 viewers. Okay, I will prep for changing the rule text. Hey, I remembered. So have I got the thing open? Yes, I have. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Thanks, Luna. again, you'll have quite some delay on that. Thank you. I did actually remember. Oh, a 12th player.
Excellent.
Whoop whoop. Ooh, 13.
Excellent. This should be a good game then.
This should be very interesting. Excellent.
I'm going to keep with shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm. And always fun. Yeah, I'm not singing this stream, Pine. Mostly because as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to some Christmas markets because they've all started in Germany. Yes.
They started in England in October, so you know.
Yeah.
I'm over the novelty somewhat.
Yeah, they start at the last week of November, so in Germany. But they're so much better.
Not difficult.
I think the Manchester ones are actually pretty good, but they're spread out all over the city. So
there's so much of it been done. The quality gets lower every year.
Mm. Well, I guess I'll find out when I come over.
Indeed.
We have some. That is good. Good.
Oh, damn it. I can't use the Gremlins theme anymore.
What?
Oh, it only has 13 avatars in it.
Oh, no.
That other classic.
Yeah, that is another classic Christmas movie. It's very true. It's not that delayed. It's just live by satellite delay.
And Shane went and counted it.
Of course he did. Of course he did. You know, we just being good, you know, werewolf citizens.
For the good of the game.
Indeed. For the greater good.
So we've stuck with the Christmas themes.
Okay, cool. Let's write down these rules. Stop scrolling. Okay.
Copy paste is your friend.
Yes, but it's not when you can't copy because it's scrolling too quickly. Okay, so how does that look? No, yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so tell us about these new roles, Mark.
Okay, so the villagers are very important.
Yeah.
The most important role in the game. We have the shapeshifters from last time.
Mm-hmm.
And the wolves have a direwolf this time instead of the bloodletter. The direwolf can roll block someone once per night, which means that their night action won't take place. In addition, they have a passive role blocking ability to the seer. So if the seer checks the direwolf, they'll get a trustworthy check from them instead of a non-trustworthy check. 100% of it.
Okay.
In addition, on the side of the wolves, but not in the wolf pack, is the Bloodseer.
Okay.
So the Bloodseer is a member of something that we call the Blood Moon Cult, and they want the werewolves to win. But they don't know who the wolves are to begin with. So they have a nighttime check that allows them to check to see if there's wolf blood or not, and they would get a positive hit from the direwolf so that they can now start being expendable for the wolves, shall we say.
Right, okay, cool.
The other role, which is in the game, which is new to this stream, is the Tarot Reader. Once per game, they can check to see what roles are left alive that night, and they'll get a full read on all of the roles that are still in the game.
Wow, that's powerful.
Once per game, though, so when you time it is important. Now, in addition to the roles, I've put in 2 items, randomly assigned to people.
Ooh.
One is the wolf pelt and one is the amulet of peace. I'll talk about the wolf pelt first, that's easiest to explain. It gives you armor if you wear it, so that if the wolves attack you, the armor is destroyed and you survive that night.
Mm-hmm.
However, because it's made from wolf skin, if the seer checks you with it, you'll appear as a wolf to them.
Very nice.
And the amulet of peace is a little bit more complicated. So basically, you have to pass it at night. It will randomly pass itself if you don't pick a target.
Right.
If you hold the amulet of peace, your vote the next day doesn't count. But you also can't be voted for. It also prevents you from being attacked that night, because if anybody that is a killer tries to visit you, they are roll blocked instead. So if I hold the amulet of peace at night, it's safe from the wolves, but their vote doesn't carry any weight when they're given it.
Right.
So the village are going to want to be passing it around amongst themselves, and the werewolves are going to be wanting to intercept it. But if they hold it at night, they won't be able to kill either. So
that's an interesting one. That's quite a complicated item.
yeah, I thought I would throw it in for some shenanigans.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. This will definitely throw things about a bit.
So, from the day one outset, any suspicions?
I mean, personally, I want to kill Christmas Present because Whamageddon. But what else have we got? There was not.
I have to keep on posting their avatar, which is supremely annoying.
Yeah, that's. Okay. So Scrooge can't be visited by the 3 ghosts.
Well, sort of.
Well, yeah.
You could say that's avatar bias.
You could. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get anything from the first day. Second day, though. We've got lots of talking that's not saying.
Xmas passed with the I getting confused and Jacob Marley immediately spotting the C word and jumping in.
Yep.
I'm with them on that. There's no Tanner in this game. There's no reason not to go for it. Punish them.
Yeah, confused is the confused word. It's never a good thing. Non-intel. Okay, that's a really interesting thing.
A really shit-posty thing to do.
Yeah.
So your time is precious for the most part.
It is.
You don't want to be shit-posting too much in this because it derails it and it makes it more difficult for people to spot the things going on.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
I would be happy with lynching Christmas Past for saying confused.
Yeah, and similarly, I would also be throwing suspicions at Headmaster for the same thing of like non-intel, holding on to it, Confuk, and yeah.
I did have suspicion on Robert Marley. Sorry, Jacob Marley. I'm going to get these two messed up in my head. Jacob Marley initially, because it's saying, do we want to lynch?
And it's like, why would you not want to lynch?
Yeah. So I have immediately put Jacob Marley and Bob in my list of suspicions that I've got open.
Oh, so that's an interesting thing. Did it output? Yes, it did output what the items were at the beginning. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Because I know that sometimes you keep that information secret, and we talked about them.
No, this was a fully open setup.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think it's really possible not to have an open setup when we're casting, to be honest.
I'd agree with that.
But I do enjoy this. It's a nice change from what I normally do on stream, and yeah, it's less interactive, but more chatty. That's quite good. Quite like it.
I like putting the spin on the trying to work out what's going on.
Yes.
Which, speaking of which, I'm going to get right back to now.
Yeah. So. Yeah. There's only. They're talking about the roles again. And the rules, sorry. And that's always fun to spot when people are really trying to get the rules across. It also means that it's a good way of eating time.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, there was a... was it Jacob Marley? I think it was... No, Old Joe. So Old Joe, even though there's only one Blood Moon cult, cult, a Blood Moon cult. He specifically said that they don't appear as villagers, but if they all know, and it's like, well, if they all know, there's only one of the blood cults, so it's like, here, let's discuss about what happens if the if there's something that's not in this setup. And Shane wants me to move the scroll bar down on the... There we go. so that we can
So-
see the village a bit.
Just to point out something that's been missed by us. Dickens has claimed that they have to leave because of real life pressures.
Okay.
Claimed novice seer with a trustworthy check on Xmas present.
Ooh. Okay. That's that would be a bit of a worry for the village if they lose their seer.
No counterclaim on it.
Mm. And either way, that's now going to cause the village to probably lose their seer early, if it's a real claim. Which I tend to trust that kind of claim, but yeah, saying that you have to go, but you're actually a wolf, but saying that you're the seer just to mess with people is also valid.
It could bait out a counterclaim. There was no counter. Dickens also said earlier, I have some intel, we'll reveal it later. Right now, I believe we should not lynch.
That's true, yeah. Although he said non-intel, which...
This is a different person, I think. This is Dickens,
Oh.
not...
right, yes.
I think that said the non-intel thing.
Yes, that's right, yes. I'm getting confused now. That is not an invitation to lynch the casters.
I have information that you are not a wolf or indeed a village role in this game, so...
That must mean I'm Coven, right?
Touche.
Alright, so who will die?
Overall, not a great start.
No, I mean it gives the protector someone to protect, and gives the wolves a target. Wow, that delay is actually significant, because Shane has just asked about the blood moon. What?
Good enough for me. Bob's at the top of my suspicion pile at the moment, just based on things said today.
Yeah, Bob is one thing. I mean, Christmas present, constantly avatar posting, also annoying.
We do have a non-suspicious check from the seer. Roll block claim.
Okay.
Okay, so
claiming.
He's not claiming a roll, simply that the pelt has been broken.
Okay.
You get a notification in the morning if your armor was destroyed in the night.
Okay. All right.
So that wasn't the protector.
That's interesting.
Just with you, they're not useless, Emily. So Hapless is saying, is the Headmaster counterclaiming? I don't think they are.
No, I think I read it like that at first as well. But yeah, that's just banter. Lots of people saying trustworthies are absolutely useless.
No, they are somewhat trustworthy.
It's yeah. It's an interesting one because it's
Words?
yeah. I'm trying to put it into words. It's not. It's enough if you already have a gut feeling that they're not a wolf to base extra stuff on. But then RNG just hates me, so
Well, I think they have Rizzo as a clear,
yeah.
because no one said I have the wolf pelt, etc., etc., etc. So, Rizzo should be taking on the mantle of the village leader at this point, along with Dickens, I feel, and starting to cast suspicion on other places.
And old Joe also is saying good things like don't bother checking the person who had the pelt. And okay, so yes, if the wolves started with the amulet and they just keep passing it between the three of them, then they can be blocking.
They can't do it. They can't do it indefinitely. And should they lose a wolf at any point, it's going to limit who can do the kill, because if you hold the amulet, you also can't kill at night.
Yeah. So has Headmaster actually clarified what his rule was?
They haven't. I think they were just doing a little bit of RP at the start.
Yeah, but they claimed that they were rule blocked.
Villagers can be role blocked as well.
Oh, right, okay.
You get the notification no matter what.
Right, I see. Oh, I should have the players open on this view as well. Right, so we're now...
I'm going to put Hapless in my somewhat safe list.
Mm-hmm.
I have neutral on Handmaster at the moment, I think.
Yeah. Oh, suddenly jump on Emily from...
Excellent.
Which, yeah. I get it. I get the falling down on both sides of whether trustworthies are useful or not, but there's a lot of talk now going on about whether they're useful or not, and that's counterproductive in itself. Yeah. And using that as a reason to lynch people is also just guesswork. It's just random. Because there's people who fall down on both sides of that fence, so... yeah. But looks like Emily is definitely on the line. And do we have... There's an interesting... Back
Oh,
off,
bold.
everyone.
It looks like they're going to go to the chop here. I would. Xmas past suddenly takes the lead as I say that. Oh, it's a
Okay.
frantic panic.
Yeah.
This is going to be a mess.
This is a snipe possibility. Nope. So now I would expect. Right, if I was Prot, I would probably at this point be protecting Emily. If Emily dies, then that would probably be a shift.
Would you not be considering the saving Rizzo?
That would be my second choice, I think. But Rizzo wasn't really getting involved in the discussion there.
Or Dickens?
Yeah.
I say we know that Rizzo is.
We know that he's claimed that the wolf pelt was with him and it died.
And no counter.
And no counter. Would the wolves ever have the wolf pelt?
Yes, that is possible.
So if the wolves have the wolf pelt, then claiming that it's been destroyed and then just leaving it is possibly a good play.
I hadn't considered that. That's also possible. Although it gives them a good out if they should get checked and say, yes, I will appear suspicious because I have the wolf pelt.
Yeah.
I think it would be bad for the wolves to claim that it was destroyed there because there'd be the potential of the protector saying, I'm the protector, I protected myself last night. And then you know whether it's... I get what you're saying, it is possible, and it's something that certainly could have happened, but I don't think it would be the best move for a wolf. I think it would be better to hold on to that as a, yeah, you've got a suspicious check on me, it's because I had the wolf pelt. I get no counter claim there.
Could also be the Blood Moon cult. So if the cultist has the wolf pelt, to say it got destroyed on night 1, could also be a good play. Just throwing out some
So
different
actually,
options.
You are correct about that. Rizzo might not be 100% safe. They could have been the cultist that started with the pelt.
Mm-hmm. And that to me is a shift. That to me is a clear shift.
I could claim, but I won't.
I know people will jump on that as a shift. So. Dickens claims to be well blocked. Yeah. It's like...
I was going to say that yesterday. I thought it was very strange that the Wolves chose not to block the seer. Why would you not?
Yeah. Unless you thought you knew who the protector was.
If you roll block, you can prevent the seer from getting any more intel.
Yeah.
So you effectively take out the seer for the rest of the game.
Yeah. But if you can block the protector and kill the seer, that would also be worth doing.
True, but more difficult.
Much more difficult, yeah.
And if you were the protector and you were on Emily and Emily was shown to have died, would you come forward at that point?
Yes, absolutely. because that would then validate the shift.
And give some credibility to the people who had votes on it early yesterday as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, having the items, that mixes it up a bit with the blocks.
I agree with what Robert Marley is saying there. It is sounding like that the amulet has ended in the hands of the wolves.
Yeah.
Or begun with the wolves.
Yeah. I think it started with the wolves, to be honest. Headmaster's being very logical. This is nothing that that puts him on either side of the fence, but it's good.
Yeah, it's the only counterpoint to what Headmaster is saying here is that the wolves can choose not to block, and then one of them can claim being blocked the next day.
Yeah.
So I don't think claiming block is clear. The fact that they are pushing the I claim blocked, therefore I have some evidence in my favour is it's like that they thought that would be something they could do in the night to give themselves credibility, and then they were pushing it that way.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing that that is quite different about Werewolves online to Werewolves in person, is that ability to communicate in the night between the wolves.
So they can have a ball.
So they can have, a more chance of winning.
Yeah, they have a more consistent game plan to go.
Yeah, strategy rather than tactics.
So a big pile on Xmas yet to come.
Yeah.
Just claiming vanilla.
Yeah, claiming vanilla. Yeah. Oh, good excuse for being quiet. Good. Good one there. Yeah.
Still suspicious of them.
So, as tarot's just been mentioned, can you go through that again, because that's quite a complicated role.
Sure. So once per game, they can choose to activate their ability. And what it will do is it will take all of the roles that were in the setup, and it will tell you how many are alive on that night. So when you wake up, presumably there will be a death, and that death will also be in the list of things that you were given as still in the game, still alive.
Okay, so it tells you if you've got a wolf. It tells you if you've lost a seer, things like that.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. It doesn't. Yeah, just tells you how many lives, how many roles were left alive when you activated it, and then it's out of date immediately as well because one of those roles, or maybe two of them, were fired. So also be dead. Don't mind putting suspicion on Tiny Tim here. I think they've been a bit.
Yeah, they've been very quiet. I think I agree with the village on that one. Hang on, 7 plus 5. How is the 12 people
That's right.
alive? And 7 plus...
That's everybody alive is voting.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. Militia claim there from Tiny Tim. That'll do it for me.
Okay.
So, not enough people moved off Xmas yet to come.
Okay, so what's
So the only thing he said is that a little bit sus of old Joe.
Yeah, and old Joe had a trustworthy check earlier on. So yeah, it's certainly. I think the items do mix it up a lot. They make it, for want of using a different word, very confusing, which sparks lots of debates.
The novice makes it a little less black and white as well.
Yeah.
We tend to not when we play on a monthly basis in person. We tend to dislike this year as well too much because it takes away from the reading into what people are saying and just following what one person's done in the night. I'm going to put more suspicion on Jacob Marley. This is twice now that he's been asking, should we do this? It's like, first day was should we lynch? Then it was should tarot reader use tonight? Unless they are actually the tarot reader trying to get opinions on that. Personally, I would think it'd be way too early for the tarot to use themselves, and it's just one of those. I'm saying things, I'm not contributing. To narrowing things down. With only 2 deaths, Tiny Tim's claim of militia, I think, is likely to be correct.
Yeah. Lots have stopped posting. It's kind of annoying. Let's just do it. Yeah, I think the bots have decided not to talk anymore. Either that or my stream chat has died.
So where would you rate your suspicions and your safes if you had to rank them?
So I think Headmaster is being a good leader at the minute. I think it's definitely a good sign. Hapless Urchin hasn't said a great deal at all. A bit more than Tiny Tim, but not a lot. Yeah. And Tiny Tim was killed and Xmas Past was killed. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that Jacob not counterclaiming immediately means that the direwolves could stop the shot. So
right, okay, so that's why he didn't claim immediately. Right. Emily was undetermined. Okay.
That means it was a shift.
Right.
So Jacob was my highest suspicion at one point, and now he's just claimed I was militia. I did shoot. There was 2 deaths.
So yeah. Which yeah.
Oh, and a counterclaim. Okay, so Hapless and Xmas Present are in conflict.
Okay. That's interesting. There's no way to produce 2 deaths in the setup. I must admit, I did say that Hapless hadn't been speaking much.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there seems to be a lot of suspicion on Hapless as well. Could be that that Christmas Present gets a lot of protection from that.
Yeah, so Xmas has got the stronger case, right? They have said that Scrooge was protector, and there's been no one coming forward to say, actually, I was protector.
Yeah. I mean, it is possible that there is another dead protector, but that wouldn't be really that useful of a misdirect, unless you were just wanting to out the protector,
Mm-hmm.
which is another possible one. I think there is a high chance of this balancing out. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Also,
we couldn't balance out. Maybe.
one person could vote elsewhere, choose
Yeah.
not to vote, so it could go to balance. I don't think it'll go to balance here. They are... Whoever's made the assessment of we lynch one of the two is bang on, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was Headmaster. So, no, Robert Marley. Yeah.
Yeah. Lynch the Urchin, trigger the Tower Reader tonight.
Yeah, I think there's the whole "Prop, where are you" thing is like, that's the whole old getting angry in your defense thing.
Yeah.
I used to do that. I used to get really angry and emotional in defense when I was a wolf, because it was better than it was the way to get people thinking that you were a wolf, that you weren't a wolf, because you were so annoyed that people were claiming at you. Unfortunately, people started catching on to that.
I use that as a read in real life as well, so I think it's one of those lines.
Yeah, I think.
So I would say Hapless is the OK Lynch.
Yeah.
Which must mean that they are the real Gravedigger and we're completely wrong, because that's how it goes, right?
That is how it goes. Yes, absolutely.
No, it's not a bad Lynch, and they have a potential tarot reader alive to confirm it, and then
Okay.
Bob not voting on either of them.
Yeah, now Bob did say that he was going quiet because he was eating earlier. So that's
Casting suspicion on Present as well. So I honestly can't say I trust them. To spring into life to counterclaim at that point, he wasn't defending anybody. He wasn't coming out to protect a wolf like we've seen with a bullshit I'm the seer kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're lying.
Yeah.
So it's just more of it immediately counterclaiming someone that's claiming your role.
Yeah.
A wolf doesn't need to do that. Could be put in cult because it
Adds suspicion, yeah.
But Xmas Present again said they checked Scrooge twice because there was a night of no deaths. People asked about that. Hapless was saying, "Why would you bother? Well, what else am I going to do?"
Yeah. Yeah. So Tarot Reader now wants to use their thing. That's probably valid. If they're not dead. Although
I say that Xmas Yet to Come was dug as a vanilla.
yeah.
And Dickens finally dies.
Dickens. They stopped rule blocking. And instead killed. Past was village. And Bob is now back from eating. Yeah. That is a really interesting read, actually, because you'd expect, because Xmas Yet to Come was claiming Gravedigger.
Yes.
Sorry, no, was claiming. Wait, what? My attention span. Wow. So it was between Present versus Urchin. Right, okay. Sorry. Completely lost my train of thought there.
Okay, so the tarot reader, as I've just been keeping track as they've been going,
right,
has claimed the 8 roles that were alive at the time they did that, so they've not messed up any numbers there at least. They're claiming the Bloodseer is still alive. 1 werewolf is alive. That means 2 wolves are dead. If we believe that.
If we believe that, yep.
Now, there's been a lynch. There's been a lynch of Hapless, and a lynch and a shot of Tiny Tim.
Yes. So. Has Robert just been caught up in something? Because Headmaster says that Robert claimed militia earlier.
No, Jacob did. People mixing up these
yes.
Marley brothers in the same way that I did earlier.
Maybe.
If we believe the tarot reader, there's a single wolf left, which means the militia shot was on point and the lynch of Urchin was correct. because the claimed grave digger in Xmas Present said that Xmas Yet to Come was a villager.
Yeah. Okay.
Rizzo isn't completely safe, old Joe.
Yeah.
No more blocks reported. Your read suggests we only have the reverted direwolf left. This would be a hell of a lot to coordinate in the night for the wolves, I think. I'm happy Lynch and Bob here as well as they're going.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I think they've got this because they just keep going down the list. Assuming there is a possibility as well. The shift. Because if that one wolf that is left is not the dire wolf, then they're a shifter.
It's more likely, I think, that it was the direwolf that's reverted, or it was Emily had shifted.
Yeah, I think
the Bloodseer, I think, should have countered something. That's my only suspicion on the read.
Although Hapless could have been no, because we got it in the read, didn't we?
Assuming that the read is to be trusted.
Yeah. So, did they get it right?
There's definitely not 3 wolves left at this point because it's not gone to parity.
But that probably means that Bob wasn't a wolf either. Because we've also not gone to bed.
I feel like the Bloodseer should have made a bold claim early on and at least outed a role, I think. They didn't have to out the Protector at any point, but it gives the wolves some cover, exposes someone.
Yeah, part of me was thinking that Hapless might have been the Bloodseer.
At one point, but if we trust the tarot read,
yeah,
the case.
Yeah. So. What? What?
That could have been the amulet. Saying Bob was a wolf, there was only one wolf left on the reed.
Oh dear. Oh. I'm not going to get involved in any discussion about whether the game is doing the right thing or not, because...
Yeah, I'm going to have to check something, though, just in case, I guess. Because that's never happened before, right?
John present are contradicting, so... Yeah... What? Okay, so... Tiny Tim, Hapless Bob... So that is an interesting interesting set of information. Um, if this is continually, if this is actually the correct continuation, then either the protector is kept someone alive and not claiming it.
I'm looking up now to see.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Let's just. I'll try and continue whilst you're looking that up. So yeah.
The presence of one more evil has prevented it from ending.
Right. So they are. Yeah. Okay. So hunt for the cultist.
It doesn't matter at this point. The victory condition should be that once the wolves are dead, the cult can no longer win.
Yeah. So we can actually say that this is a win. But
I hope they're not lying to me because I've not verified it.
there we go. They were right.
Yeah.
There we go. Well done. Well done, game.
So, as we said, it doesn't completely clear Rizzo with the wolf pelt because it could be the blood moon.
I called it right at the beginning. Yeah.
Well done.
Well.
And apparently, from looking at all of the diagnostics, the amulet of peace actually ended up in the graveyard because it was passed to Scrooge on the night they died, so that Scrooge was able to die, but it was left on their doorstep.
Oh.
And then unable to leave the graveyard.
Yeah, very, very interesting game. Yeah. So
my next biggest suspicion, I think, was going to be Headmaster, if the game hadn't ended as well. So
yeah, I mean, Headmaster had claimed Natural Villager and was so good at leading the village. It was it's like quite a fun one to if you are the wolf to just keep leading. It's great fun.
Yes. So that's what the wolves did. They started with it and they got rid of it by throwing it to the people that they were going to kill.
Right. Yeah. Because. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Right. Okay.
I guess that's us done for this week.
Yeah, I guess so, because I think I'm heading out to the Christmas markets and you need to head off as well. But thank you all for coming. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you, Mark, for your time.
Well, actually, it's more thank you for doing this. Thank you for all the players for the 2 good games.
Yep. Definitely. I'm quite happy to keep these streams going, but there won't be one in December, other than this one because of all the Christmas stuff and travel and all that stuff. But I'm reasonable. Quite happy to do some more in January if people would like to continue watching.
Yep, me too.
So
I'd like to see this become a semi-regular thing.
Yes, I think that we should definitely do this as often as we both can.
Excellent. Are you YouTubing these as well with some edits afterwards?
Yes, will do. Yeah. Although they won't go up until tomorrow now because I need to head straight out.
Sure, I'll blog them as soon as you do.
Okie dokie.
Once again,
Cool.
thank you to everybody.
Yep. Seconded from here.
Okay.
See you all on the internets.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you soon.